moving the mind in the spine. Oh, we can also place it deep inside the heart. Allow the mind to move deep inside the heart. Shantoham. Let us see the mind find Shantoham is everywhere. I'm the peace. Intellect says yes. Am I worthy of? No. No, it depends on you what you say. That awareness should be intact. That awareness and perception is known as the rise of consciousness. It's a baby step. My energy is rising from the tailbone. My kundalini is awakened, and I'm still worthy of. Those who do not are not capable seekers, qualified seekers. My master used to say, to whom we teach, have color and vision and energy short. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes, sigh. Your experiences, bring the hands down. How are you, Laura?
I am good. It was a good quiet meditation. I kind of played with it a little bit on my own because as soon as you said Nyasa, my body had already started to go into it before you guided it. And so I just playing with the channels a little bit differently today. So that was nice. And um it was interesting that you're talking about the emotions because I've had a lot of emotional clients this week that have come to me that I haven't seen in the past couple weeks because I've been gone. And there's
Don't
a
get
lot of
me
emotion. And
contact.
I just kind of guided them. I was like, this is a story that you're telling yourself. And I feel like so many, it's like they can still have the feeling, but realizing what's present here is that like you're safe right now, you're breathing, you have everything you need. And like those the sorrow and the suffering is often from a story from the past or worrying about something in the future that we cannot control. And so just helping people guide that. So it was helpful
Yeah,
to hear this today.
good. It is purely modern psychological approach, but add this approach also, because this approach goes to very deep. So very good to hear your experiences. How are you, Brandy?
I'm fine, thank you. My experience today was really deep and quiet, but I was a little bit like my mind wanted to play with the order of the words and the sentence, the syntax of I am not worthy of sadness. So it might switch it around to I'm worthy of not sadness. And once
Yeah.
I got that, like once I just rearranged those words a little bit, it was a different experience. So
You see that very knowledge hits the intellect, removes the doubt. That's what I have been saying. Brings the clarity. The mind changes. Yes, you both rightly explained it. How are you, David and Jerry?
Very simple, deep, quiet, uh, empty. It was great.
Beautiful. Yeah. The world outside brings the thought inside, but now there is nothing inside. Simple. Quiet. So that also proves that I'm not worthy of. You complete the sentence. There are two ways of completing the sentence. How are you, Jerry?
Sir, I'm good. The meditation was very quick, went by fast. I guess, part of the, focusing on worthy of sadness, not worthy of sadness, sorrow, suffering. I guess I was just, we can have some of those things that will pass through, right? We'll pass through those moments, and it doesn't change who we are, and we're not that. So, right? But it's okay to, through this life, we'll experience that, right? We will experience it, but it doesn't mean we are our sadness. We're not sadness.
Yes.
Right.
Now that's you are going deeper. So now I experience it. I only experience it in delusion. At this point also. I only experience because of the past impression. We are not going there, that we have already covered. Because the way I react and respond to the different situations, it has created millions and millions of impressions. And those impressions put me into delusion. So I have an experience. So again, it is coming to the 3 diseases and 8 factors. Why should I say 8 factors? Alligator. Remember that? Wonderful, beautiful experience. How are you, Stephen?
I'm good. You combine what Jeree experienced and David experienced is exactly what happened. It's just deep,
Yeah.
quiet, peaceful, fast. So, thank you.
You see, peace, beautiful, fast. What it shows, I live into that awareness. Huh? Let me explain you. I don't remember, Sam. There is a flying restaurant in New York City, or where you go there and you see the entire New York City all around. This is the meaning of rise in awareness. Your perception is very limited. See that? Limited perception guarantees your mind to say, I'm worthy of sadness and suffering. When you rise in awareness, Simple, quiet. Good. How are you, Sam? Before I go to Gary, yes.
I'm really good. It's daylight savings now, so the sun sets really early. At 4:30. So I'm making sure that I get out and experience the sunlight for the periods of time that I can, because a lot of people.
Are you worthy of suffering due to daylight saving?
No, I'm not. But I was
Problem
going to say that since daylight savings has happened, and I reflected on the meditation from last week where I mentioned that I felt a difference between the light coming in and then at the end of the meditation, the light and the space was coming out of me. And I would say that objectively over the last few days, the light has felt a little bit dimmer, but not in a sad way. It's just a little bit more sluggish and that. And I am trying to think about what that means. And I think my younger self would normally try to fight against that, go play outside in the dark, stay up late. But maybe that just means that it's time for more contemplation and reflection, which will also rejuvenate the light.
Yes.
So I'm trying to understand what that means for me when the light feels dimmer. Not in a sad way, but it just means that it's time for different things.
Yes. Yes. And we should also understand, let me add, that's a good contemplation, that at a physical level, there is an impact and we should take care. I'm hungry, I should eat food. I should not say I'm not worthy of suffering because I'm hungry. Then we deviate the entire issue. Then we do not understand. We are talking of only the sadness and the suffering caused by the three diseases. So that needs to be, so contemplate, reflect. You will be there. How are you, Barbara?
I'm very good, thank you. It was a very peaceful and deep meditation for me. But a question came to me during the meditation, and that was, how do you separate sadness from compassion?
How do you separate sadness from compassion? Does sadness exist? First, you have to reflect on that. That is what I covered. Does sadness, suffering really exist? It exists as long as the mind suffers from the three diseases of attachment, of sorrow and suffering, of expectation and delusion. Are you getting it? Sadness, suffering exists because the mind lives in delusion. Is there an east and the west? Tell me.
Yes.
There is no east and west. There is no. It is our matter of convenience. Physics says it is only a matter of convenience, Barbara, so that we can locate where is you, where is my house, where is your house. They do not exist. Does the blueness of a sky exist? Does the water in the mirage exist? So once I clearly understand the water in the mirage does not exist, that is sadness. What is left is compassion, kindness, peace, love, wisdom. That is how this approach is. Think of this. Till you have a doubt, you are always ready. How are you, Vaibhav?
Sir, I'm good. with respect to the lesson, what I've understood is that I have created a dependency in my mind, and because of that, it is the sadness coming from that, and it is very relative to me. It is not absolute. So, going with this idea, when I do the practice, anything which is popping up in my mind, that is relative to me, and it is not real.
Yeah.
So I can drop that thing very easily, and then it was very simple and relaxing.
You see that he gives a beautiful expression of what everyone has explained. The moment I am aware, I understand I am not worthy to be sad, suffer, because it comes from within. And then you sit in meditation, you are already in meditation. That is why we say mindfulness is natural and effortless. But until I become a seeker, how are you, my friend Terry? Where are you?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm struggling to breathe. So I want to know. What do I want to know? It seems to me the nature of this world. There is happiness and sadness, but we fight to stay in it, and I wonder why.
Because of ignorance. We create sadness. We believe in sadness. We brand that I'm sad and suffering. Then we try to get out of the suffering. We can never get out.
Well, I want to be able to breathe easily so I can
remain calm.
better.
Remain calm. But now see one thing in Terry. In spite of the challenges in the body, that intelligence, that consciousness is still independent, can think, can contemplate, can reflect. Do you see that?
Yes.
It doesn't change by the chains of the body. Do you see that?
Yes.
It does not change. My body changes, out of situation changes, but that consciousness is the real self. That is what we are aiming to find out. That is always full of compassion, Barbara. That has no element of sadness and suffering.
I think we get attached to our own existence.
That is what we are learning. Last one, Sangeeta, how are you?
सर एक क्लैरिटी सी आ रही थी सर, जैसे कुछ भी धुंध सी है वो छट रही है और बहुत अच्छा फीलिंग हो रहा था.
Good, good. She's saying that clarity, more clarity. This profound wisdom is coming. Think, my friends, again. Contemplate and reflect. Don't accept sorrow, sadness, suffering, craziness instantly. No, you make me crazy. So you are an object of craziness. Do you see that? Can I become aware of this fact? But you are not an object of craziness. So I cannot be the subject of craziness. Are you seeing that fact? So I have to see this fact here. It cannot happen by drinking a glass of water or a vodka, and self-medication will not work. Self-medication will not work to remove sorrow and suffering. That is why we have Eastern wisdom. Any question? One question remains. Are you worthy of? Complete the sentence. Thank you.
Does it mean, are you important enough?
Are
Thank
you
you, sir.
worthy of?
Namaste.
Namaste. Are you worthy of sadness, suffering? That is the question I'm asking. Very